Hello, my name is Elizabeth Kern, and this is my Unit 3 Informal Assessment Assignment for ED 5080. First off, what is an informal assessment? It is a method of evaluating students, and it helps give us a baseline for progress monitoring. These can help us learn more about our students, and on the next few slides, I will discuss the 4 types of informal assessments that I like to use in my classroom. So the first one being exit tickets. Exit tickets help students quickly evaluate their students' understanding of a topic. I usually like to use exit tickets with the computer, and I will do this by assigning a Google form through Schoology so that students can take it quickly at the end of a lesson or a specific class. Some positives is that they are quick to give and easy to reflect on, and it gives you feedback on their critical thinking. Some negatives, however, can all depend on time, specifically time grading. A paper-based exit ticket you'll have to sit down and hand grade that, where a Google form, if you have a short answer, doesn't grade itself, so you'll have to individually click through each assessment and grade it to give feedback. The next form of informal assessment I like to use is Kahoot. Kahoot is a great game-based method of evaluating your students' knowledge. Students are involved with either their cell phone or their school-provided device, and they play by watching the board, which will have the teacher's screen displayed. Some positives of Kahoot are that it's really fun and engaging for students, and they can either play individually or in a group, which also adds a little extra fun. The negatives are there's really no tracking of student progress or student knowledge, and it can be very challenging if you're trying to evaluate it based on what they learned. Another negative would be any sort of Wi-Fi or internet issue, because then Kahoot basically becomes useless. Four Corners is another informal assessment that I like to use in my classroom. The teacher can apply terms to the different corners of the room and allow students to answer questions by moving their bodies to those specific locations. I utilize visual timers to give my students between 15 and 30 seconds, depending on the question, so they can visualize how much time they have left. Some positives of Four Corners is that it is quick, it's fun, and it's easy. It gets your students motivated and moving around the room. And looking around the room, you can identify students that are struggling or students that are doing pretty well. Some negatives of Four Corners is that you'll have students that follow other students and they're just looking to see where their fellow classmates are going, and then we'll just move with the rest of the room. The final informal assessment I like to use is digital portfolios. Digital portfolios are a great way to collect student work for either a project or unit, depending on what you're using it for. For digital portfolios, I enjoy using the computer with Google Suites. Students will either put their portfolio together in a Google Doc or a Google Slide. Positives of digital assessments are increased access to student work. The students can access it from anywhere as long as it's online. They're really great for developing skill through digital portfolios and allows them to track their own growth. Some negatives would be any computer issue that you might run into, Wi-Fi going down, or personal devices being broken. Extra support can also be challenging with everybody working individually on their own device. In summary, informal assessments are a great way to assess student knowledge and gather information in your daily instruction. They allow for flexibility that formal instruction doesn't really offer, and they account for the different learning styles of all your students. Another great aspect is they incorporate student interests into the assessment.